Today marks an incredibly sad day for a Treyarch fan. Today we announce the farewell of the legendary David Vonderhaar, whose discipline, creativity, and innovation helped shape the games from Call of Duty 2 all the way to Black Ops Cold War. His iconic phrases and groundbreaking ideas will be missed, and we'll be excited to see your next adventure. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the day where three of the GOATs of Treyarch development, being David Vonderhaar, Tony Flame, and Jason Blundell, have all gone. They've lost three Titan developers who have had such incredible creative control, understanding, and seniority across zombies and multiplayer. It's almost impossible to wonder what is going to happen next. And even Pro Reborn here on Twitter has said this also marks my parting of Call of Duty as well. He was friends with many of the developers at this place. For the past 2 years, the environment has been called a manufacturing line with stressful deadlines and leads switching plans on a whim. The low-level developers you harass on Twitter have little to no say to the things that you want, let alone the things they make. Funding Call of Duty both damages the dollar, the value of your dollar as a gamer, and the development pipeline. The new era has a cost. And is that not the truth, or what, ladies and gentlemen? Because what I'm seeing right now is that we are truly entering the next phase in Call of Duty. We just got announced with Modern Warfare 3 being a highly modern online game mode where it's 60-minute gameplay sessions of solely base gameplay to get people into the store. I've always said this now. Call of Duty's main gameplay, and same thing with Overwatch 2, with the overwhelmingly negative amount of Steam reviews, the main gameplay is the store. The gameplay that you actually play with inside the game is the side attraction towards the store now. And this is just incredibly sad that so many people aren't waking up to this, that they are accepting this and not only allowing this, but encouraging it by buying bundles. And this type of stuff is incredibly sad because Call of Duty used to have a massive player base with a good amount of money spread all around, but now all that's left is a small, minute player base that is a bunch of whales, people with a ton of money willing to spend on useless things inside the game. And seeing David Vonderhaar leave and seeing all these developers leave, this is no coincidence. I want people to realize this is an absolute necessity for these people to leave. Blundell literally made a whole new studio, Deviation Games, because he didn't like what Activision was doing. David Vonderhaar now might be also doing the same. Jimmy Zielinski even left his Ubisoft now, is working on X-Defiant, and could be making a new Call of Duty Zombies game mode there. So we're at this point now where this is the most uncertain I've ever been with Call of Duty, because I love David Vonderhaar. I think he's made a ton of incredible, exceptional games within his time, and the fact that he is now not even going to be working on COD 2024's multiplayer has me horrified. Because listen, I genuinely loved a lot of the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2. Every single one that Vonderhaar worked on, to me, was an absolute hit. And I guess Activision doesn't seem the same way, because they just let the literal main man behind the name of Treyarch go off to the wind. Everybody that works now at Treyarch is, just like Pro Reborn's tweet said, a manufacturing line to do the duties of the publisher, being Activision. And that makes me incredibly sad. It just almost solidifies as a content creator as well. Is there even anything to look forward to now, when the only people that will be happy at the end of the day is Activision CEO Bobby Kotick and his shareholders? So we're coming to this point now where a lot of people are really losing hope. Like, this is just bad news after bad news after bad news. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say there's something to look forward to, even though I'm still excited for COD 2024. I think Kevin Drew did an amazing job for Black Ops Cold War, and that game is going to be basically the penultimate decision whether I decide to stay with this franchise or not. And I've already said this before. If anything, after COD 2024, I will definitely be moving towards GTA 6. I think that will be the next big game on the market, sort of like a new Fortnite wave coming out with gaming that a lot of people would absolutely enjoy, including myself, because I didn't get enough time to really spend in GTA 5 online, considering that Black Ops 3 was such a big staple, and Blundell had us engaged the entire way through. But this is a new level of sadness. This is a new level of disappointment, in my opinion, because it shows that the publishers are winning, man. Like, the developers are leaving because they can't stand that their game is being substituted towards a cash foundation. It's not about the creativity of the game. It's not about how innovative it is. It's about how much money it nets in at the end of its life cycle. And once that's done, repeat and process again. And so I just believe right now, this is almost, in my opinion, set a countdown to Call of Duty's lifespan. This is like a formidable change, because when you lose the identity, the core identity, the gameplay developers, the main people behind what made it so good, what else is there? And so, like I've said, this next year to me is the penultimate make or break. And judging by what we've been seeing in the last games, the last Call of Duty I've really enjoyed, to be honest, was Black Ops Cold War. And now that Vonderhaar is not even working on that game, and it's only Kevin Drew, and now Kevin Drew's also getting divided between Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty 2024, the sights are not looking as great as it once used to. And I'm going to be honest, if you feel like this franchise is over and you feel like nothing is really going to be satisfied at the end of the day, I feel like you're 100% justified to feel like that at this point, because there's nothing telling you otherwise. Everything is saying that the only person that's winning here is Bobby Kotick. So I just want people to know that don't be surprised when you see a lot of your favorite content creators all of a sudden disappear off of Call of Duty. Because no way will I continue to support a game franchise that does this to their own star developers. More people know David Vonderhaar, Tony Flame, Jason Blundell than anybody at Activision, right? I feel like more people have only heard about Bobby Kotick recently because of the official scandals that he's gotten into. And Bricky's video really made a great point. This man's Google image is literally the devil horns on him, and he's even said publicly that he struggles to even get a date because of that. And I mean, Bobby Kotick, is this really worth the extra couple million you're about to get from this? This is the thing that I'm just wondering at the end of the day, man, because you're losing not only your star developers, but your whole community, and eventually you will be left with nothing. And this is just the sadness, of my opinion, of what happens with money and corruption, of how it goes into media, in terms of movies, in terms of games, in terms of all sorts of things. And so this is just a really sad video for me to make, because to be honest, I just came out of the Modern Warfare 3 video feeling absolute garbage, but this is just a whole other level of what are we even going to do, man? What is the next play here? And so, listen, I'm still optimistic for COD 2024 now, but don't get me wrong, I'm definitely a little bit worried because everybody that's working on this game, we don't even know who they are. We have no clue. And they might be purposely making that as a reason that they don't want to be known if this next game might flop. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video off and just say, Vonderhaar, thank you so much for what you've done. Thank you so much for what you put up with. Same thing with Jason Blundell. Same thing with Tony Flame. I wish you nothing but the best for the future, whatever you guys go, because that is where I think the actual passion of the community is going to be. But for right now, this is it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. And stick with the people that have the passion over the money. Thank you again, and I'll see you in that next one.